Hello, my needle drops. Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. I hope everybody's doing good today. And we're going to do an album review of the new Neil Young LP, Le Noise. Neil has more albums than I have had years on this planet. And though I've been known to enjoy his classics from time to time, we're going to focus our attention right here on this thing. This LP's title is a play on words, sort of named after the producer of the album, Daniel Lanois. And who knows how many records Neil has left in him, but even if he puts out 20 after this LP will still go down in history as one of his weirdest moments. For you Neil Young dorks, yes, it will be stranger than trans. And it's strange because it's really not what you'd expect. For me, what's happening here is kind of an essential idea, but I just never expected Neil to take part in it. I mean, the effect of this LP is taking any solo acoustic performance from a Neil live album and then combine it with Earth 2. And I am not bullshitting. Of course, Neil is on songwriting duty with this LP, but together with Dan, he has produced some dark, atmospheric, new age folk songs with tons of amplifier worship. Lots of distortion, what sounds like doubled guitars, texture, tape-slapped reverb, loops, just a lot of studio trickery on this thing, to the point where at a lot of moments throughout this LP, it kind of distracts from the song or maybe takes precedent over the song, I'd say. But maybe I'm blowing this a little out of proportion, because the thing is, this LP doesn't have anywhere near as much low-end or thickness as the heavy hitters in Doom. And part of me wants to kind of scoff at it for that, because in a way it is kind of dabbling in that same arena. And this is coming from the point of view of someone who loves sun, loves Earth, loves drone music, so of course this album doesn't take it far enough for me. Lyrics-wise on this album, Neil is still sharp as a tack when he wants to be, and I love the moments where he's reflecting upon his life as a musician, as a human being, as a lover, on tracks like Hitchhiker or Love and War. For me, two of the most fabulous moments on this LP, just undeniably good. And there are points where I feel like Neil Young is getting lazy in his songwriting on this album. Neil repeats himself a lot, or will just sort of aimlessly strum in a very messy way, and I think he's kind of assuming that the noise and the effects are so interesting, he doesn't really need a melody or a song to carry the track. He's just gonna strum and let the noise speak for itself. But I really don't find the noise all that interesting. It's not all that subtle. It's not all that detailed, especially in the department of all the reverb on Neil's voice. I love reverb when you're not overusing it. It can add that little certain something to a song, but this is just in-your-face, blatant overuse to the point where it's really not adding much to the song. Now, I like Neil's voice on his, I guess you could say, classic albums, but the thing is, yeah, his vocals have some flaws. He's very nasally, there's a bit of a whine there. I could take it in doses, it's fine, I've got no problem with it. But when you put all this reverb on Neil's voice to the point where his vocals are repeating over and over and over and over, these flaws just become so much more apparent. They are magnified by 100. This LP is most definitely listenable for me. It held my interest, but I'm not gonna lie, that interest was mostly there because it's Neil Young, and it's like drone. I'm intrigued by this for the same reasons I would be intrigued by bacon-flavored ice cream. If some random musician came out with an album extremely similar to this before this thing came out, I feel like it would generate a lot less pandemonium, because it's not Neil. I did love 2 or 3 tracks on this thing a lot, but a majority of this LP was either just okay or I wasn't enjoying much at all. And because of that, I'm kind of feeling an on the fence 5 for this LP. Yeah, I'm really kind of on the fence with it, because it could have been really great if Neil and the effects just took it 2 or 3 steps further. Just go further. Get louder. Make the lyrics more abstract. Make the songs more apparent. If he comes out with another LP of this stuff, I'll listen to it. But I feel like there was much more potential here than there was actual success. But that's just my opinion. What is your opinion? Do you love this thing? Do you hate this thing? And why? Anthony Fantano, Neil Young, La Noise, Forever.